Crypto. This weekend, we have a few altcoins doing a few good things and making some moves, but a lot of them are being a little bit skittish, and there's a reason behind that. But you usually find that when Bitcoin trades sideways, altcoins usually do pretty well. So this may be a unique opportunity to take a little profit, but not necessarily the greatest time to start taking out new trades or new positions, although there are some outliers out there and there are opportunities to be had. And even though our monthly indicators are starting to swing in a positive direction, as we come on down to the 3-day chart and to the 1-day chart, there are some definite signs of weakness, but not necessarily exhaustion. And the most relevant time frame for this weekend would perhaps be the 4-hour. 6 of these candles make up one day, giving us a good 12 to 15 candles to play with before Wall Street wakes up Monday morning. And this time frame does have some warnings, but not necessarily anything drastic. If anything, during this time, we will see some good performances out of altcoins. But let me show you the good side and the bad side that I'm seeing, and then we can try to figure this out as we go. Technical analysis is not about predicting future price action. Things do not work in absolutes. It is all about probabilities and the ability to stay on top of those probabilities to make more informed decisions. Meaning, sometimes you got to think on a dime, and sometimes you have to change your plans on a dime. So currently we are range bound. The biggest thing that's kind of got people a little concerned, other than the need for our indicators to kind of reset, but all this trading sideways does help these indicators to reset. So this red trend line is my biggest concern. We found support, and then we started flirting with breaking through it, right? That's showing signs of weakness. We are currently have broken through it. We've retested it as resistance now. So this whole red trend line is now resistance. We've broken market structure, but we haven't dropped. And the larger time indicators aren't looking for a big drop, at least not yet. However, the 4-hour is starting to flirt with that idea a little bit. So we need to have a little bit of concern. In some ways, this does resemble a Wyckoff type distribution pattern. And there, of course, is the possibility of forming a diamond top, which is a reversal pattern, which would bring us to the downside. One very possible situation that we could be looking at is to kind of trade this range sideways, however that works out, and then break below this point. And this is actually my line in the sand. This is my safety zone here. If we break below this line about 22,300, if we close and we open a candle below that, it's pretty safe to say that we're going to drop some, which seems to indicate that we may actually be coming down to this area about 21,000. And when you zoom out, that gives us what we call a Bart Simpson. Ta-da. Now, there's no guarantees that it will play that way. This just looks like, from what I gather from the data that I'm getting from my indicators and the price action and my patterns, that this is a most likely situation to play out. It may happen quickly. It may happen by Sunday night. That's a very likely possibility. That would actually put us over here into this area right at the end of the diamond. The Ichimoku cloud right here is starting to thicken, and that's what's giving me that probability, because price likes to fall into the green cloud when it starts getting thick. So it's a little slowdown. However, on the larger time frames, we're still in good standing. Now, when I pull a Fibonacci from this move down here at the bottom to the top, from this move right here, I want you to see that our yellow line comes in at the halfway mark, and we've been bouncing off of this 382 area. That's healthy price action. That's actually a strong sign. And so for us to Bart Simpson down, possibly down to this 618 area, 21,882 in that area, that is fine. And that is a great area that we might find support and start working our way back up. If this area fails, we're looking more at this 786 area, which is also very acceptable. And that gets us into this bigger area, which also corresponds with a 382 Fibonacci. I know there's a bunch of numbers here on a bigger move. Generally, when you get pullbacks to a 382 Fibonacci area, it represents a strong trend. And Bitcoin has been on a strong trend. So this actual green box that I have here, when we kind of zoom out to a little bit bigger time frame and a bigger move, this is actually a really healthy area for Bitcoin to pull back to before making a bigger move to the upside. So I'm not seeing doom and gloom when it comes to Bitcoin, but we do need to pull back, and we are very likely to get one. And this weekend is a very opportune time for that to happen. Now, on this 4-hour chart, we can see that Bitcoin has been really respecting this 21 EMA, right? This red line. And it usually finds support around it, found support around it here, and it's found support around it right now at the current moment. That would be the biggest thing that I'd be looking for as soon as we break that. And we got our green line, which is our 9-period moving average. And so to really time this event, you would want to look for when this green moving average would actually cross bearishly over that 21. And that would be the moment that you would be looking for the drop or to the downside. If by chance we do get a pump up, we can come up, but chances are very slim that we would break back into this pattern. The most likely scenario would be to come back up to about 23,500 area, get rejected there, and then start falling back into this cloud to complete the Bart Simpson pattern. Now, when we take a look at Bitcoin dominance because that does have an effect on Bitcoin and on altcoins. Now, it was headed down. It did break market structure here and was headed to the downside, but we didn't even make it down to the 50 EMA before we found support. Now it's starting to go up. Now, this is going to affect altcoins. The more that this moves up, we'll see altcoins start to come down a little bit in value, especially in Bitcoin value. So if Bitcoin dominance gains its strength, and if it breaks above this falling wedge pattern, we could see more upside for dominance, which would be good for Bitcoin, and that may give us a push up in Bitcoin, but then alts will suffer there. As far as altcoins go, we're currently retesting this level of support for the total too. Now, if we find support in this area and get a bounce, we should start seeing more money come into altcoin, and that would also be finding support at this 50 EMA, which is a very common theme on an uptrend. And when we look at our indicators, it does look like we will be coming down and testing this area rather soon, most likely what we'll be doing today, as we let our indicators kind of rest and reset a little bit. The stochastics here do need to come down a little bit, maybe all the way down. We need to see VWAP kind of round out and go the other way. And our money flow is slowly coming out. So those are some signs that altcoins may get a little deflated today. And when we zoom out from the big picture onto the daily, we can see that altcoins have been struggling with this 200-day EMA. We're getting some rejection there. So it does look like we're going to have a little struggle in this area. Some altcoins may do well, some others are going to be lagging behind. Overall, this is not really a great time to look for long entries, to open longs, or to enter positions. Although you undoubtedly will find some good trading opportunities during this. This is more of a time when the people who accumulated down here at the bottom areas, great time for them to take a little profit up here. We come back to a pullback, maybe roll that money back into a few projects, or maybe just celebrate your profit taking. But we are poised for the healthy pullback that we need to come back down to this area, which, as I said, was a 382 area on the Fibonacci. Great area to retrace, gain strength, and get ready for a bigger move to the upside, which on Bitcoin, we still have a measured move from the breakout of this falling wedge, which would take us up to about 26,252. And there is a good chance that we are working our way up to around 28,688. At that point, we have to reevaluate and see if we got strength to go above that, or if this is going to be the area that we will actually get our bigger pullback. Market sentiment shows that we're neutral. Yesterday we were greedy. Seems people are kind of wishy-washy now, and that's exactly what we see. It seems like half the people think that we're going up, either continuing a rally, and some people think this is a new bull run. I don't fully agree with that. Until we make a higher low and confirm an actual uptrend, I can't concur with that. So we have pretty much an equal split. Half people bullish, half people bearish. It is what it is, folks. Again, if you're trading, be cautious because there could be some surprises for you. And if you're a position trader or swing trader, great time to take profits when you can, if that fits into your strategy. Until next time, my name is Lane. Hope this information has been helpful for you. Be blessed, have a great weekend, and remember, you got this.